We're at the Author Studio at BookExpo America 2013 in New York City. And our guest is Leah Wilson. She is the editor-in-chief of Smart Pop Books. Hello, Leah.
Hello.
So what exactly is Smart Pop Books? I know it's an imprint of Ben Bella Publishing, but what exactly is your division?
Correct. Smart Pop, we do pop culture. We do anthology and single author titles on television, books, and film, with a special focus on YA and on science fiction and fantasy. And our goal is really to take the book series and the shows that people love and enrich their experience of it. So we're sending them back to it with even more appreciation for something that they already really, really love.
All right, expound on that. Give me an example.
So, for instance, we did a book a year or so ago called The Unofficial Mad Men Cookbook, where we had a veteran cookbook author and her writer husband, who's dabbled in a lot of history, and they went through and they pulled all of the food out of Mad Men, and they sourced recipes, they looked at the history. Mad Men's one of those shows that is so detailed about all their references. So if the Don Draper goes out for dinner at a certain restaurant, that's usually a restaurant that has like a rich New York history that has something to say about both the themes of that episode and that sort of thing. And so they put all that together with recipes sourced from 60s cookbooks and the restaurants themselves. And it's both a great cookbook and a great thing for Mad Men parties, as well as being a fantastic read for fans of the show.
And this is just one popular television show. It sounds to me like the possibilities for what you folks can do are endless.
Sure, I mean, absolutely. There are definitely shows and book series that work better than others. For instance, we just published with Orson Scott Card an anthology on Ender's Game called Ender's World. Ender's Game is, at this point, it's such a beloved book that has so many kind of layers of meaning that people really kind of dig into, and it's a world they kind of want to stay longer in, and that sort of thing tends to work, better than some other properties.
Well, there's always pop culture. Obviously, it's inherent in the name.
Right, absolutely.
But it's a very, very hot genre right now, isn't it?
Is pop culture? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think
when it comes to books.
Sure,
very
definitely,
hot, yeah.
Definitely. And because I think people are starting to value pop culture in a way that they haven't necessarily in the past, and they feel that it is as valuable and as worthy of kind of more thought and investigation.
Well, why do you think that is?
I think
is it
part
just
of it's
a connection with your era, with how you grew up? That
possibly.
Type of thing?
I think it's in part. Television, for instance, has gotten so. It's been keep calling it a golden age of television. It's the sort of thing that's gotten so much richer and better. YA books, if you 20 years ago. There were some great people writing, but it wasn't such a big area. But now that it is, you've got lots of people doing lots of really incredible, rich stuff that's very, very easy to mine for this sort of appreciation.
You use the word anthology. You said pop culture anthology.
Yes.
What does that mean exactly?
Well, we bring together. I like to think of a lot of our books, especially our ones on YA, as kind of like a book club with a lot of really smart people. I love my friends dearly, but the book club wise, if I could have a bunch of YA authors talking about, for instance, Cassandra Clare's Mortal Instruments, and that Cassie worked with us to put together a collection of some of her favorite YA authors, all talking about the series. I mean, that's that kind of expert. We like to think of our books as existing at kind of an intersection of geekiness and expertise. And so it's basically right.
You use the word intelligent a lot
absolutely.
too. Yeah.
Thus the smart and smart pop. And it's just, we like to think of them as book clubs. It's a bunch of people coming together to talk about various aspects. So we get a lot of voices, we get a lot of different opinions. Often they kind of conflict with each other, and really kind of, I think, facilitates further thought.
What do you have coming up that's exciting? Give me an exciting pop culture anthology from Smart Pop Books.
I have two. I have one anthology and one single author title. Okay. So one we're doing with Todd McCaffrey, an anthology on his mother, Anne McCaffrey, both her and her work, kind of in tribute to her. She died back in 2011. With some terrific authors. We've got David Brin, we've got Lois McMaster-Bujold, Sharon Lee and Steve Miller, who are here. Chelsea Quinn Yarbrough, terrific group of people who knew her personally and knew her work, and also like really connected with her work, coming together kind of really pay tribute to this woman who did so much to change the way we think about science fiction, especially women writers in it.
Yeah.
And there's also, one of my very favorites next season is a book called Fic, Why Fan Fiction is Taking Over the World, really looking at how fan fiction is changing the way we think about reading and writing, and also looking at the history of how we relate to authorship and ownership from Sherlock Holmes pastiche all the way up to 50 Shades. And it's bringing in some fan voices, but it's by Ann Jameson, a literature professor out of the University of Utah.
You seem very excited.
I am.
About
It's
these
a great,
subjects
it's
and,
a great
and
job.
the product you put out.
Absolutely.
It's got to be tough, though, with all that we are surrounded by. Internet, TV, radio, satellite, everything. Pop culture is everywhere.
Sure.
How tough is it for you to keep up with all of it?
Oh, it's very difficult. I mean, my DVR definitely gets stressed to the max. I'm always having to make decisions about, ooh, what do I have to...
27 magazine subscriptions to keep up?
Yeah, it's tough, and especially the nerd, you can't keep up with everything.
Right.
So I depend on people telling us, even on Twitter, people be like, have you thought about this? And and get those sorts of ideas, and our interns and our employees and that sort of thing. So no one person can keep up, and we try to where, if it's not something that I'm personally passionate about, we make sure we have someone outside who has that passion and really takes it seriously and can bring that same kind of energy to whatever project we end up taking on.
All right, when you go on vacation and you're laying on a beach, what kind of book do you read?
YA. I'm big into YA, and it's because during the course of my regular work, I do so much reading during work. I go home and I watch TV, so it's good when it's flipped. I get a chance to finally catch up on all the YA books I've not gotten a chance to read.
All right, so how do people find out more about Smart Pop Books?
They go online to smartpopbooks.com, where we actually have a free essay every weekday, a new free essay every weekday from our backlist titles, just kind of up there on the website. So it's smartpopbooks.com.
All right. We'll check it out. She is Leah Wilson. She's the editor-in-chief of Smart Pop Books. Thanks, Leah.
No, thank you.